A couple years ago, I had to stop using the mower that had given me 13 years of service. This mower was a Weed Eater 22-inch mower with a Briggs & Stratton engine that I purchased at Walmart for $150. This thing was a champ and would slog through whatever grass I threw at it. The only thing that I had to do was make sure that I changed the oil once a year and clean it out at the start of the season. It would work great. But eventually I hit a big enough block of wood that it bent the drive shaft and forced me to get a new mower. The mower that I settled on was the Craftsman M110 push mower. This mower gives me the option to either shoot the grass out the side like my old Weed Eater, but the new mower also had the option to bag and mulch grass clippings. I figured this would be a great feature if I needed some quick mulch for flower beds mid-season. This mower cost me about $200, and what really stood out to me is that this engine is also a Briggs & Stratton engine. In this case, a 140cc engine. The Craftsman name has been a strong brand with a reputation for quality, so I decided that this one would be worth taking a shot on. This mower has its strengths and its weaknesses, but its strength in my opinion is its ease to start. Not only does it typically only take one pull, but it also typically starts right away at the start of the season, where the only thing I need to do is add gas. Fresh gas, no oil change, haven't started this up since last year. That's incredible. Have never changed the oil. That's after a year. All I did was put clean glass in it, clean a little bit of last year's clogs out of it, and after 3 pulls it just started. That never happens for me on any of the mowers I've had before. But I do want to change the oil on this mower now. Although you should, I typically don't even need to change the oil at the start of the season to get it to start. But here's the process to change the oil for this mower. Get your oil catch pan ready and remove the dipstick from the mower and tilt it on its side so that the oil flows out of the mower dipstick tube into the catch pan. It is some real dirty oil. Should have changed this earlier. While the mower is tipped over, it may be a good time to clean out the underside of the mower. A lot of grass can be stuck underneath. Once the mower is done draining, tip it back upright and drop a funnel into the dipstick tube. Got a bottle of 10W30 oil. Use the oil that's appropriate. For this mower, it's 10W30. Pour in about 16 ounces of oil. Replace the dipstick. Measure the oil to make sure it's at the proper level, and you're done. The weakness with this mower is how easily it clogs up. You should always try to avoid mowing the lawn when it's wet, but this mower is extremely sensitive to grass with any moisture. Even waiting 3 days after a rain isn't enough time to wait before you try to mow. Take a look at me trying to mow this lawn after waiting 3 days after the last rain. I can only get a few dozen feet before it clogs up again. I tried switching to bagging the grass, but the bagging section fills up quick. Or like it did here, clogs up prior to filling up all the way. Now if you have a yard that's bone dry where it hasn't rained in 5 or more days, then this mower will cut through the grass with ease, like a champ. But just the slightest bit of moisture, even from a morning dew, can cause issues with clogging. The reason that I think this is such a big deal for me is that I only really have a chance to mow the yard on the weekends. And there's no guarantee that the weather will have been clear enough on any given weekend to mow. And in the peak of growing season, I can't skip 2 weekends in a row of mowing, or the grass will be so out of control. So there are times where I need to chug through and get the yard done even when the conditions aren't optimal. So this impacts the way I mow big time. In fact, for the first time in my life, I plan on hiring people to cut my grass for me in the months of June, July, and August, and I'll just cut it myself in the spring and fall. If you're considering buying this mower, I would say that this can be a good mower for you if you live in a drier climate, like in parts of Texas, where it doesn't rain too much, but you still have grass to mow regularly. Or if you're retired or have a job with flexibility where you can mow in the middle of the week without it being too big of a deal, just so you can take advantage of any of those times where the grass is tall and there hasn't been any rain in a while. But if you're in a situation like me, where you typically only mow on the weekends and live where there's a fair bit of rainfall, you might be better off looking in a different direction. Otherwise, you may end up with green hands like me from picking out so much grass by hand. And I'm not the only one that suffered from this issue. Just take a look at some of these reviews. While the Craftsman brand has been known for its quality through the years, it looks like the quality may have dropped a bit since Sears went into bankruptcy. The brand is now on par with a name like Stanley, which still isn't bad, but not the same since its heyday. What did you think of this review? Did it help? Do you own this mower and disagree? Let me know in the comments below.